Yo, this is Midas, and today I want to talk to you about how you can become a millionaire with SUI. So, starting off, disclaimer, this video is only for educational purposes. Make sure to do your own research. So, the TLDR is if you can only buy one coin this bull run, buy SUI. I believe SUI is going to be the apex coin this bull run. So, SUI is the next Solana. You can watch my video on why I believe this is. And we know that SUI will outperform most coins. So, how can we leverage this? And my thesis is to not hold SUI. I want you to invest in projects on the SUI ecosystem. Every project right now is undervalued. So find winners, not losers in the ecosystem. The my as well picks are Deep and CETUS. My top picks on SUI are most likely to outperform SUI is Deep. The gem hidden in plain sight is CETUS. A TVL higher than their market cap is Scallop and NAVI protocol. The rising star DEXs are KDX, Send, and Blue. So SUI is the next Solana. How can you leverage this? Well, we know that SUI is founded by the missing lab teams, which were the former lead architects of Meta's blockchain research team. They have multiple partnerships of Black or Backpack, Oracle Red Bull Racing, Team Liquid, Grayscale. And they recently entered the top 10 crypto in the world of having a 15 billion market cap and lots of attention in the crypto space. Eric Trump has even invested in SUI. So using all these facts, let's see how we can leverage this. Now back to my thesis on don't hold SUI. Investing in projects on the SUI ecosystem. Look at the top SUI ecosystem tokens and market cap and find one that has utility and a good narrative. Every project on SUI right now is undervalued. And I say this because let's take a look at Deep. Deep is ranked 209th with a market cap of 590 million and a price of 21 cents USD. This has probably changed over the couple of days I posted this. But moving on to CETUS, CETUS is ranked 312, market cap of 207 million, and is the main DEX of SUI, having 30 billion in trading volume, I believe, in January. Scallop is ranked 933rd, a market cap of 19 million. However, it had a total value locked of 175 million. Now compare this to Solana's ecosystem of a meme coin with dog with hat is ranked 65 with a market cap of 1.8 billion and is just a meme coin. Radium is ranked 70 with a market cap of 1.6 billion. To DEX, Jupiter is ranked 98 with a market cap of 1 billion and is also DEX. You can see a pattern here. Now find winners, not losers. Don't try to find a coin on SUI that will 100x. That's just a pipe dream. So for example, let's say SUI goes to 40 USD, which is a pretty bullish case from its current price of 5 USD. That's an 8x. If CETUS or Deep reaches 5 billion, which is it could go up higher, it could go lower, then CETUS will reach $7.8 USD from a price of 30 cents, which is a 26x. And Deep will reach 2 from a price of 20 cents, which is a 10x. So you're betting that SUI will outperform, which personally I believe it will, given its traction over these last few months. Now's the time to maximize your gains being early on this superpower of a blockchain. It's very similar to imagine being early into the Ethereum ecosystem. You would have gotten Chainlink at 30 cents with a market cap of 200 million and Uniswap at $3 with the market cap of 400 million. That was back in 2021. So let's start with the first project, which is the most likely to outperform SUI. We have DeepBook, or also known as DeepBook Protocol. So Deep is the official leverage play of the SUI blockchain. And I believe this is because Deep is built by the SUI team and is the DeFi layer of SUI. So if you see SUI going to 30 or 40 USD, which is a 6x, Deep would be do a 10x or more. but it does have more risk if SUI dips, similar to buying a Bitcoin versus a Bitcoin miner. Bitcoin goes down, the Bitcoin miner will go even more down. Every DeFi project on SUI has the option to access the deep book club trading features. This means that they're collecting transaction fees from 7 DEX currently, such as Turbos and CETUS. However, right now, waiting for Deep to have a primary interface. Deep utilizes the UI of the DEX it's built on. And if you didn't know about Deep and its potential, you would have never invested in it. Investors want to see what they're buying. And for all the products I'm listing today, feel free to watch some videos I've already posted on my channel as why I believe in those projects and my bull case for it. Deep is already integrated into 6 DeFi products on SUI, but I want you to imagine the scale in the next 4 years, the next bull run, when more devs move to SUI and create projects that need that DeFi layer. Deep will be used for it. Now, moving on to CETUS. CETUS is the gem hidden in plain sight. Currently, the most used DEX in SUI by total volume of transactions. SUI hit 48 billion trading volume in 2024, and 65% was captured from CETUS. They're also catching up to the volume of transactions by the largest DEXs on all blockchains: Uniswap, PancakeSwap, Jupiter. And I like to compare CETUS to basically buying Jupiter on Solana or Uniswap on Ethereum early. DEXs also perform very well during bull runs from the large volume of transactions for swaps, lending, borrowing, trading, and buying up meme coins. So we also recently hit the top 10 in cryptos in the world with a market cap of 15 billion. CETUS protocol has a market cap of 200 million and is the most used DEX on SUI, which is quite surprising that it has such a small market cap, given that SUI is such a well-known blockchain right now. Some of more stats is that CETUS is ranked 25th in the top decentralized exchanges ranked by 24-hour trading volume. It has 65 million in 24-hour trading volume, 600,000 monthly visits. And I also believe that CETUS is going to be the monopoly of all the DEXs. New products are being built on using the CETUS DEX, and all trading happens on CETUS currently, capturing a majority of transactions. I think a couple of days ago, it hit around 90% of all market transactions on SUI. They have also integrated the feature of a CETUS terminal, which is the CETUS aggregator can be integrated into all DeFi projects. I believe there was a recent tweet about CETUS being integrated on Hippos for their meme coin or pumped off fund trading system. I'd like to also highlight the main DEX on a blockchain collects the main market share of all transactions, essentially a monopoly. Solana has Radium at 31% market share by volume. Ethereum has Uniswap at 65% market share by volume, and SUI currently has CETUS at a 59% market share by volume. Some more graphs. As you can tell, CETUS is currently growing by the numbers of the DEXs for the last week, and the top 10 DEX aggregators by market cap performance. CETUS is also growing, and comparing it to 1inch and Jupiter, it still has lots of room to grow. Now for another case study, with the Trump token release, that released from January 17th to January 19th, all liquidity pooled into the Solana ecosystem, and all Solana DEXs went parabolic with Radium. It went up 45%, Jupiter went up 33%, and Orca went up 22% during the span of the Trump token release. The narrative was Solana at the time, and Solana went up 45% from all the liquidity pooling up from the markets into Solana. Now, when this narrative changes, though, to SUI, I believe all DEXs on SUI will mirror this movement, more inflows of liquidity. There's also been a rumor of Baron Trump having his token on SUI, and if that happens, I think all DEXs would just go parabolic during that period. Moving on, let's talk about the the tokens with the total or transaction or total volume locked higher than the market cap, which is Scallop and NAVI protocol. Both Scallop and NAVI protocol are both lending and borrowing platforms for assets on SUI, such as SUI, Deep, USDC, Scallop. Scallop currently has a market cap of 15 million and a total value locked of 165 million. NAVI protocol has a market cap of 46 million and a total value locked of 680 million. This is quite surprising for that people trust a project that has such a slow market cap. But my reasoning is that because they trust it, I think these products are very undervalued. Both platforms are also backed by security firms to protect assets, such as OtterSect and MoveBit. So you know that your assets will be secure. They also are like money market systems, essentially banks, and they offer better APRs than banks. Let's say you had some US currency and you put it inside a bank, you would get roughly less than 1% interest. However, with these money makers or lending platforms, you can get 20% APR by lending USDC. And at one point, you could have lent SUI for 30% APR. Back then, when I was lending it on Scallop, I was making a roughly around 10 SUI a day. Lending is also better than staking. If you were to stake SUI on SUI wallet, you get a maximum of 2%. But with these lending platforms, you can get at least 5%. And I think staking deep right now is roughly around 20%. Both are also in the top lending slash borrowing protocol coins by market cap. Now, for the final category, which is the rising stars of DeFi projects on SUI, we have KDX, Blue, and Send. They offer better UI, but having used all the DEXs on SUI, I think frankly they all have the same features with minimal differences. CETUS is still the main SUI DEX, having all the features, and most DeFi projects have integrated the aggregator swap feature into their projects, such as Send and Hippos. Blue does not have an aggregator yet or has the deep book trading functionality. KDX does not have the deep book trading functionality either. Sin has the largest total value locked. So when you're looking at all these different DeFi projects that are coming to SUI, I want you to look at the community, look at the technology, what features they have compared to their competitors, what is that edge, what their tokenomics. And I want to also highlight that, however, just because a product might have a better UI, it does not mean that's going to be better. The winner takes all in crypto. That means whoever has the most adoption, the most developers, people are going to move to that chain or move to that project rather than something that has a better UI. And finally, this video is in response to this post. I made this post on the SUI subreddit couple of days ago, got downvoted to hell, but I still believe in my thesis and look forward to rewatching this video in end of year 2025. That's all for today. I will catch you guys in the next one.